So, we all know Viego, right? Viego is supposed to be the Ruin King, one of the most prominent figures in Runeterra, given his impact to the world balance and the troubles his ruination and the Black Mist bring. Now, many people complain that he should be an old-looking, rotten Wraith King, but if you read his lore and his madness, bound to love, and the trauma of losing your beloved, his boyish looks makes total sense to me. Although I have nothing to say about his aesthetics and key concept, as well as for his amazing voice actor, except that I love them, I'm kind of disappointed about his in-game rendition. Let me expose some examples. Let's take Yorick. Yorick has 10 different quotes for the first move of the game, 3 quotes for engaging the Baron Nashor, and 2 for dragons. Viego barely have 3 quotes for the first move of the game and won't speak to either Nashor or dragon. Oh, despite being primarily designed as a jungler, unlike Yorick, designed as a top laner. Yorick has 19 interactions with other champions. Some are not even directly tied to his lore, honestly, including general labels such as Yordles and Youngsters. Viego barely has 11 interactions, and except for Illaoi and Fiddlesticks, they're all strictly bound to his lore and the Shadow Isles. Oh, fun fact, they must have forgotten about Elise because apparently Viego doesn't even notice her presence in the Shadow Isles. Also, why there are no quotes for Lucian either? He's a Sentinel of Light. He devoted his life to defeat Viego and the Black Mist. Why won't Viego even acknowledge his existence? Yorick has 4 lines for scoring Killing Spree and 6 lines for destroying an enemy turret, wherein Viego only has a unique line upon scoring a pentakill. Yorick has 3 lines on health potion use and 3-4 lines per item purchase, including General, any item, Cloth Armor, Ruby Crystal, Iceborne Gauntlet, Sunfire Cape, Sterak's Gauge, Spirit Visage, and Dulcis in Fundo, the Blade of the Ruin King. And Viego? Well, he doesn't even interact at all with his own blade. His blade! The blade that contains its very owner's alias in its name. The same blade whose in-game attributes were used as a base for Viego's gameplay design and kit. You see, upon his release, I thought, I wonder how badass will he sound upon purchasing literally that one item that represents his essence as a champion, as a character, and whose name is included in both his Q ability and his champion name title. I was so sure that he would materialize his Zweihander into a non-ghostly 3D model upon buying off the shop, finally getting rid of that nauseating necrotic green. But instead, there's literally no interaction whatsoever. Now, let's take another champion, Aatrox. Aatrox has 30 minutes long of total voice acting. Meanwhile, Viego barely has 12 minutes of work. I wanna know something else? Gwen and Mundo's new work even reduced the cap to 8 minutes only. Are all new upcoming champions eventually gonna talk like Rammus or what?
Okay.
Here's another thing. Aatrox, Kai'Sa, Spirit Blossom Thresh, Neon Strike V, Night Hunter Rengar, Project Ash, Project Bane. They all have a Ctrl 5 command to toggle on and off special armor interactions. Pretty cool, right? Now, putting aside the fact that, in my opinion, each new champion should have something like this, or at least trigger some special interaction, such as many of the champions already do, now, Viego has a very cool Harrow Knight armor toggle concept, shown upon casting recall animation or entering his E abilities mist. Yet, the developing team didn't implement anything regarding it, probably fearing for bugs and trouble sometimes those animations can bring. Is this enough of an excuse? I don't know, you tell me. Again, Lee Sin, Yasuo and Lucian have been retconned and or their previous lore adjust to the current state of the game, adding quotes for newly released champions tied to them, such as Yone for Yasuo and Senna for Lucian. Surprisingly enough though, Viego doesn't even have anything for Gwen, who should be the incarnation of, his obsessive long lost love, Isolde. I mean, isn't this supposed to be the year of the Ruination, where characters involved with it should even receive extra attention, especially for details? No? I have so many more examples to take, but it would never end, really. Now, I'm biased because I love Diego, but I mean, couldn't Riot put more efforts into character design development? It's as if the more money they make, the more lazy they become about details. Riot, please stop getting inspiration from Blizzard, alright? Easy out.